ये आप लोगों का पहला विजिट है। मैं CCTV पाकिस्तान से बात कर रही हूँ। ये आपका पहला विजिट है?
दूसरा
जोर से बोलिए।
हमारा दूसरा विजिट है। इससे पहले हम में से कुछ लोग 2003 में, कुछ 2004, कुछ 5 में यहाँ पहले मुंबई में आ चुके हैं, और मैं 2003 में मैं यहाँ आया था मुंबई में, और अब यहाँ दिल्ली में आए, तो ये दूसरी बात है, पहली बात।
तो आपको क्या लगता है कि आप जब हर बार आते हैं तो उससे क्या सुख, चैन, अमन का मुस्तक़बिल और गहरा होता जाता है?
कि किसी इस तरह के किसी भी प्रोग्राम को मुकम्मल तौर पर यकीनी बनाने के लिए ज़रूरी है कि यूथ को इन्वॉल्व किया जाए। जब तक यंग लोग इस पर इन्वॉल्व नहीं होंगे तो आपको एक चीज़ को कामयाबी नहीं मिलेगी, और उस कामयाबी के लिए हमारा इन्वॉल्व होना, हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का इन्वॉल्व होना और यहाँ के लोगों का इन्वॉल्व होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, और इसी से इस चीज़ के रोशन मुस्तक़बिल की ज़मानत और गारंटी मिलती है।
अब सभी लोग बात कर सकते हैं जिसके जो भी ख्याल है। आप लोगों ने क्या सीखा है? ये जो एक्सपीरियंस है, मेरे ख्याल से कुछ लोगों ने तो कई साल तक किया है। शाम आपने शायद 8 साल तक किया है, तो आपका क्या ख्याल है इसका?
मुझे लगता है कि मतलब ये जो पूरा एक्सपीरियंस है वो एक टाइम पे ख़त्म नहीं होता है। हमारा एक्सपीरियंस स्टार्ट होता है कैंप से, जो 2001 में मैं गया था। उसके बाद हमेशा कुछ न कुछ हम सीखते हैं। हर 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 कॉन्फ्रेंस, हर वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस, हर फ़ोन कॉल, हर इंटरनेट चैट पे हम कुछ न कुछ सीखते रहते हैं। और हमारे प्रोग्राम्स ऐसे हैं कि हम इंडियंस भी इंडिया में प्रोग्राम्स करते रहते हैं अलॉन्ग विथ जो पाकिस्तानियों पाकिस्तान में प्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं। तो हमारा इंडिविजुअल प्रोग्राम भी होता है जहां हम थोड़े एजुकेशन फील्ड में या सोशल वर्क में थोड़ा काम करते रहते हैं। तो दैट इटसेल्फ इतना कुछ सिखाता है कि जो हमें नॉर्मली कभी स्कूल में या कॉलेज में कभी सिखाया नहीं जाता है।
सबसे ज़रूरी और सबसे पहला सवाल तो ये है कि आपने पाकिस्तानी बच्चों या यंग पीपल के बारे में कुछ सीखा या नहीं, और पाकिस्तानी ने इंडियन के बारे में सीखा या नहीं?
Definitely, there's no doubt about that. Because, I mean, even though we try to go with an open mind, there's so many stereotypes that get broken at every stage. So we're constantly learning from them. And I'm sure they're learning from us as well.
That was my question, that have the Pakistani young people actually learnt anything about the Indian young people?
Yeah, exactly.
And have Indians learnt about Pakistanis?
I mean, that's been a great help for me to see the Indians and to listen to their idea. But what was more helping that in 2006 when I came to Mumbai, I stepped out of a Phoenix mall, and there was a mall there, and when I stepped out, suddenly I saw a slump out there. Just in front of the mall, there was this high-class mall at one side of the road, and there was a slump at the other side of the road. That was a turning point in my area in Caesar Peace, because there was a sudden realization, and that was a point when I got to know why we should work for peace. I mean, that not having that much importance for the other people, but seeing this poverty around, and I know we have the same in Pakistan. That was the point when I just got to know we have to work for peace, and that's basically why I like this visit to India, because I get to know so many others. So I mean, get to learn so much about the people over here. And meeting Seeds is also another experience, because we get to know what their political idea is. And when we come over here, we get to know about the social norms, about the society is, and why we should actually work for the better future.
But these are very small steps. I'm sure you'll all agree. I mean, it's just very few people doing very small things over a very short period of time, really. Can it really lead to real change?
That totally depends on what you term as small. Oh, I said it depends on what you term as small, how you define small. Because while, say, in an overall perspective of 1 billion people, this may appear small, in our lives, in the lives of the people around us, our friends, our family, it's huge change. After we went to camp and all the follow-up programs that we've had, meeting the other side, learning that they're pretty much like us in every respect, it changes the way we perceive the world. And when we go meeting people and we talk about our experiences, when our friends meet them, when they come here, you're changing people's lives constantly. So in that sense, it's a big change.
Let me ask you a question. For the Indians, does it humanize the Pakistani for you? And for the Pakistanis, does it humanize the Indian for you?
It does to a great extent. I mean, the fact that when we went to Lahore, we met a lot of people who were not a part of the Seeds of Peace program. We met a lot of people, like we were visiting a couple of museums, and the curator or one of the workers in the museums just came up and spoke to us about how things are in India. So what we perceived was that it's not just these people who are going to the camp, but the general people who have no idea about such programs and who are not benefiting from such programs. They are also interested in peace. And the thing is that once there is a terrorist attack, people might have a little, or the tension building up, people might have little feelings of nationalistic passion and anti feelings against the other side. But in general, whenever I am facing a Pakistani, he is always tolerant towards India, and whenever these Pakistanis are facing these people here who haven't been on these programs, they are very tolerant towards Pakistan. So what we see is that in general people are always tolerant unless they're polarized by some incident.
Yeah. So would you say that then initiatives like Seeds of Peace is the one thing that can actually prevent society being polarized to levels that are unsustainable? And what should happen to NGOs like Seeds of Peace?
Polarization, if you're talking about polarization, then Seeds of Peace is, as she just mentioned, what do you call small? And that's where it starts. What led the Britons to conquer the whole world? Their idea of the other world being inferior to them. As in, we and the Indians and Pakistanis think of the other as smaller, as weak, or something to be contempted. Whoever changes that sows the seeds for changing how we'll build our policies, how we'll build our actions for tomorrow, that how we'll conceive the world and then interact with it. So which in essence is cutting down on the polarization, cutting down on the extremism.
Let me tell you, it's been like 8 years of Seeds of Peace in Pakistan, and what I have seen, that they were the people who inducted there was 15 years old, and now you see in Lahore in all the major universities, it's the Seeds who are actually having the pioneer roles in their life. They're the presidents of the unions and everything, because they're better equipped for the leadership program by this thing. And I in my own university have stopped so many of these stereotypical discussions, and this is the way we can make the change. And sooner when we grow up, we can even be in the government and we can work towards a better future. So that's the whole idea. That's why we call empowering leaders of the future generation. So don't take it as today we are like the university students, we cannot affect our government. Tomorrow maybe somebody can even go to the Prime Minister office. So you never know about anything. So that's nothing to be wrong about.
I just want to make a quick comment about the scale of our impact. Yes, we are about 100 kids in both the countries, but that's just not the complete set of impact that we're making. We're working on quite a few projects as well, one of which is the History Project. The History Project is about dispelling the stereotypes in the histories that we have. The Indian side has a lot of biases against the Pakistanis, and the Pakistani history has a lot of biases against the history and against the Indians. So what we're doing is we're coming up with a compilation of histories printed together. For instance, the partition of Bengal is one instance where we're printing the Indian version of it right next to the Pakistani version. We're compiling such a booklet of salient features to start with, and then the idea is to distribute it through the proper channel to colleges, universities, etc., to provision them with an alternate resource to refer to, as opposed to what they already have, which is pretty biased. So such projects also have quite a potential to make an impact, as opposed to just 100 of us talking to students.
And to add to that, I would say that today we live in a world that is very different from the world that was there before. Today there is the media. Today India and Pakistan both are democracies. So it is not as if a small group of people cannot affect larger populations. Just as Mrs. Clinton pointed out in her speech, how 2 people in Colombia started a whole movement on Facebook. So even 100 people can do a lot in today's world using the internet, the media, and tools of democracy.
Yeah, so the sense of possibility
is way more than ever before.